Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talks, Lethal Quarantine episode number 9?
7.
They're all flowing together. I don't even
Look,
know. It
number
feels like
7.
we've done like 80 billion shows, but we've only done like 7 in this quarantine saga that we have going on.
Which continues.
Actually, Florida's starting to open stuff up on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe we can get some live wrestling in Florida.
Unless they're closed by the following Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm leaning more towards the live wrestling shows in Jacksonville.
Well, yeah.
But on to, back to introducing everybody. Joining me, like always, the ravishing Grandma Wendy, like Miss Latina Heat herself.
Right. Naked Grandma! Naked, huh?
And naked Grandma. And I'm also joined by none other than our resident hobo clown hater himself, Simpsons comic book guy, Bobby from Sons of Anarchy, Jose.
Wish.com shirt wearing.
Yes. Jose.
Don't make Vince come after us. You know they got that trademark.
It'll be worth it.
Like what he said, we are lawsuit proof because we are broke. It's a beautiful thing.
Judgment
Yes.
proof, my friend.
Judgment proof. I'm sorry. Thank you,
No,
Grandma.
you're good.
And I am also joined by none other than the soundboard extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of absolutely nothing, Dom.
Hey, yo.
And I am none other than the MJF scarf wearing, the high class one, the salt of the earth 2, Bruce.
I am better than you.
Now,
If you want to get technical, you did come first.
on to some more pressing matters in the wrestling world.
Oh boy.
The man himself, the salt of the earth.
Oh, here
Our
we go.
prayers worked. We healed
It's a
him from his
miracle.
first injury,
We did indeed.
but the string of bad luck that this man has had,
Awful. It's just awful.
such a travesty.
It really is. It really is.
I don't have it
Top
up.
Rope
Let's get it
Wrestling
back.
Talk
In the arms
will
of the
once again be opening our MJF GoFundMe page for his recovery from his brutal neck injury.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We
Why
shall continue our
not?
prayer circle
Please,
for him.
everybody, send their prayers to MJF and their money to Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Thank you.
God, if you're listening, help!
Now, hey, he found his nose.
Hey!
And
It's gonna
now,
be a good day.
and back to our regularly scheduled program. Dom, do we have the wheel of topics this week?
Yeah, we've got a pretty solid wheel, and I've done the best I could to find things that are outside of WWE and AEW, although it's damn hard.
Right now, yeah.
A little bit. I'm hoping that some things open up, like Georgia's kind of open, so maybe we'll get some stuff going there. It can happen. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed for it. But in the meantime, let me spin this wheel and see what we come up with. Oh, this is a good one. This is the topic is Twitter two-step.
Twitter two-step.
And it comes from 2 separate questions we got from one of our biggest fans and best followers on Twitter, Kadrian. And his first question was, who would you take between the NWO and the Bullet Club? And he names the actual competitors. There is a picture of them in our group chat. We got, let's see, Scott Norton, Buff Daddy, Hulk Hogan, Kurt Hennig, The Outsiders, and Conan. And then with the Bullet Club, we have AJ, we got Bad Luck, we got the Gorillas, we got the God, the Elite, and Guns and Gallows.
Somebody else want to take a stab at this first before I start spewing from the mouth?
I'm gonna give it to Bullet Club. They're not as coked out as NWO was. Just saying.
I gotta say, between it's nothing against the Bullet Club because they're still great, but I gotta go with the NWO, man. They're too experienced, they're too dirty, they're too coked up, so they ain't gonna feel shit. Like, doesn't matter what the Bullet Club does. They're just like, I'm no selling because I'm high.
Fair enough.
So NWO. All right, we got Jose, we got Bruce. Somebody, Jose.
Speaking of being
It,
coked out,
it depends if we're going off of like in-ring ability, like wrestling, or like.
Oh, just
like,
make a decision, Nancy.
Like Bullet Club. Bullet Club.
There we go. All right, so 2 Bullet Clubs and one NWO. Brucey.
See,
Spout it out, my friend.
spew it out, baby.
as being someone that grew up in both of the eras, in the era of the NWO, watched the forming of it all the way to the downfall of it, and also being part of this amazing Bullet Club run that's been for, what, 10 years now? Or
Something like that.
pretty damn close to it.
Oh, yeah.
Been around that friggin' long. Like,
Still going.
man, I'm honestly going with Bullet Club because of longevity, and they just keep restacking with the best wrestlers. If you look at the NWO outside the main 4, they're all pretty much jobbers in that damn faction.
Yeah.
They're all jobbers.
Sure, I don't think anybody's scared of Buff Daddy.
Exactly. Buff
Scott-
Bagwell.
Now, I'll be honest, Scott Norton I'm kind of scared of because that's a big motherfucker.
Yes, he was a scary fucking dude.
Like, he makes Bad Luck Fale look like James Ellsworth. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm going Bullet Club all the way. Just because of longevity and talent.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm glad we got that one out of the way because we got another question from Kadrian, and this one's actually pretty tough to decide too. He asked, who would win in a submission-only tournament? The Nature Boy Ric Flair, Bret the Hitman Hart, Zack Sabre Jr., Taz, Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, or Chris Jericho?
Kurt Angle.
I'm going Taz.
Of course you are.
Taz even admitted Kurt's better than him.
I'm still going Taz. The man studied judo. He can tap you out in so many ways.
It is true.
Because remember,
it's between Kurt and
It's
Taz
the
with me, but
machine.
I end up going with Kurt in the end.
No, I agree. It's between Kurt and Taz, but I'm going with Taz.
I'm gonna go with Barry Horowitz. Is that a choice?
No!
It is now, damn it.
Oh, all right.
We need to read the list off again.
No, I just wanted to say that. It I don't know.
Oh,
it was perfect.
But I just
It was
want to go back to the list.
No, God, I gotta go with Taz.
Yeah.
And it's not because of ECW, it's because Taz is a fucking beast.
Yeah, forget it. Fuck ECW. I know that's where he did most of his stuff, but Taz is a fucking monster.
Them's is the facts.
Yeah.
Miss Wendy?
Yeah, I have to agree with Taz. Like, the nostalgia in me wants to go with Bret Hart because, the Hart Dungeon and all that, and etc., etc., etc. But,
I
nah,
gotta tell
man.
you, the dark horse in that list is ZSJ, Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
the way
totally.
he can twist somebody into a pretzel, he'd do some damage, but Taz would choke his ass out. Easy.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go with Taz. My vote's for Taz.
Yes. No one can stop the path of rage. I like it. So yeah, so the first question we had 3 Bullet Clubs and 1 NWO. This question we got 3 Taz's and 1 Kurt Angle. Consistent. I like it. Thank you. Oh, by the way, thank you, Cadrian, for the questions. They were very good. I actually had to sit back and think about it when I first saw it. Like I've had time, I was like, I mean Taz, but yeah, it's ESJ. But what about Angle? He's an Olympian. I don't know. Decisions are hard, man. But yeah, I'm glad we all kind of saw things the same way. Let's move on, shall we?
What a broken fucking neck.
Oh God, poor Taz breaking his neck with Sabu. Ugh, just cringe. Every time I think about it, I can see it in my head. I'm like, oh. And then he came back, broke Sabu's fucking neck. Like as soon as he got it, like, revenge.
That's how it was, man.
Yeah, ECW was definitely the Wild Wild West. That's for damn sure.
In the land of extreme, we call that a receipt.
No, that's just the world of wrestling.
Ask Paulie. All right, let's go.
Don't ask Paulie. He still owes a bunch of them money, probably.
Ooh, this is a good combo topic as well that was brought up in our chats leading into the show, and that's the topic is Ethan Carter Maverick. And that's because everybody said we got to talk about Drake and we got to talk about EC3. We got to talk about EC3 chilling with Drake. So now we're going to talk about it. Who wants to start? I'll let Brucey because he brought it up first.
Like the thing that made me bring it up in the chat, it wasn't the workout. It was actually another video that I found on Instagram. And it was basically because I thought it was another EC3 promo. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was promoting himself, but it was actually EC3 cutting a promo for Rockstar Spud. It's no longer Drake Maverick.
Yeah. Right.
Because at the end of the video, he said, and his name is Rockstar Spud. And he said it all like,
at least
all evil.
We got one more match where it's going to be Drake Maverick. And from there, who knows?
But here's like, I was thinking about that. Like, what if they let him win the Cruiserweight title, but also release him and let him take that title with him and kind of retiring it and getting rid of 205 Live?
Now, I'm going to say, I think you may be half right. I think they could let him win it and take it. But keep in mind, this is the interim Cruiserweight title. Because technically, the Cruiserweight champion is still the Irish Ace. So they could let him win this tournament, walk away, and then bring Devlin back with his official Cruiserweight title. So while I think they could let him win it, I don't think they're retiring that Cruiserweight title anytime soon. Especially now they moved it to NXT. It's not going to happen.
Dude, we haven't seen it. I mean, granted, it's been over in Europe, with Devlin, but
they had, even before Devlin, they had a few Cruiserweight title matches on NXT, like back when Gulak first had it, they had Leo Rush take it, and then they had a couple defenses with him against like Garza and a few other people. Then he lost it at When Worlds Collide to Devlin, and then the shit began. So they were pushing the Cruiserweights and this title in NXT. They just had their plans fucked up by all this shit. So I don't think they'll retire the title, but you could be right. He could walk out Cruiserweight champion because they already have another.
Yeah, and it's not like anyone was begging to see the Cruiserweight title on TV.
Not really.
I think that's like the one title that everyone's like, yeah, they still have that?
No, it's the second title now. Now it would be the 24/7 title would be the ones.
Oh, yeah, because Gronk has it.
Once again, Vacant holds that title.
Did they take it from
Gronk has it. No, they didn't take it from Gronk. They said he has to defend it 24 hours a day during football season.
They're gonna have him lose it before he even hits a practice field. Watch.
Well, you're probably right, or they're gonna save it for like opening day.
Could you imagine?
But for now, he still has.
Could you imagine?
Yes.
Could you just imagine if Gronk like comes running down the tunnel at like Raymond James Stadium in full gear and the 24/7 championship? Okay, wait, but as he's running out, here comes R-Truth like running in to just roll his ass up, get a 3 count, and run away as like the 79 times 7-Eleven 24/7. European television champion.
I would love that.
He's a ref. It'd be hilarious.
Use a
during
ref
like
from
a
the
timeout.
NFL. Get
They
like
do it during a timeout or something.
they
Yeah,
get like
I
Ed,
don't
they
see
get
the
like
NFL doing that though.
they get like Ed Hockley and his overabundant muscles and ref shirt come in and
Or they'll do it at fall camp, at training camp or something.
right, something like that. But I'm just saying, could you imagine like opening day, Raymond James Stadium, here comes Gronk, and Truth just comes running out of the crowd.
That would be hysterical. Or
Like
Truth.
everybody's dying to see their
Or
new
he's in the
toys.
mascot suit.
Oh, that'd be even better.
He's
Oh,
dressed
yeah.
up like a
Like
pirate.
without taking it off, pins them, and then like whips it off, does a little dance.
If he breaks Gronk's forearm trying to do a schoolboy roll up, and he's out for the season.
He would never be able to go back to
Oh, that'd be
camp
karma.
again. He wouldn't be allowed in the state of Florida ever again.
Go
Okay,
break
so
Brady's heart.
now, the other part of this was I think Bruce was asking, is this whole Drake video and
Yes.
his upcoming release a work? Because out of everybody that faced the Fire Squad, Drake is still there, cut the video, and they're using this now as a storyline in the NXT tournament, where like people are coming up to him and saying like, "You gotta believe in yourself, man. You gotta do it. You're great. We love you." You know, like, and he's talking about like, maybe this is why they let me go. I'm not good enough. Like it's turned into this whole story of grew legs. So all of a sudden, is it a work?
Well, you know, when I posted it the first time, when I first posted it, like at that moment in time, I hadn't seen the EC3 video, so I thought I was thinking, man, this is a friggin' work. Like not that Maverick wasn't over before, because he was super over before after the 24/7 title run.
Yeah. Probably
but
because everybody wanted to nail his wife, but
like now, like he kind of did it to himself. Like this is one of those moments where someone gets themselves over in a situation, and WWE will run with it and then ruin it and then fire him.
I mean, like Rusev.
I mean, it's just like the Man. Just like Becky Lynch's The Man gimmick. When she first came out with it, yeah, she's a badass. Fucking now,
like, this is who Becky should be.
Now she's like
A complete
a
douchebag.
baby face
Wendy
bad guy. What?
A complete douchebag. Wendy nailed it.
Well, yeah, like I appreciate the douchebag, but like
Big
it's
fizzy
watered
douche.
down already.
On account of the douche. You know, squash.
Wow.
Extra large fizzy douche. That's Becky Lynch these days. And I loved her. Bruce loved her more than me.
I still do.
She's still my queen.
Actually,
They're
Sadie
so-
Gibbs kind of took over that spot.
Yeah. Penelope Ford. Although Anna Jay is creeping up on her. God damn. Sorry. I need a minute.
I don't know. Natty's sister.
Natty's sister.
Did that?
I dibs on that as soon as I saw her.
The sharpshooter video.
As soon as I saw Jen, I was like, dibs.
That whole video was like, Lord, please let something pop out. Please let something pop out.
Please.
It was
let this
almost popping out at the beginning of the
It was-
video.
It was.
It was borderline
She was losing
OnlyFans.
control. She was just like move. And I was like,
she's moving
"Ooh."
around, and then like you see her hand just go.
Right?
Right?
I was like, no,
It was-
Natty, no.
It was
She's just like,
borderline.
what are you doing?
Borderline needs to be on Sunny's page or Pornhubby. It really was. It was like, ooh, this could get good. If you haven't seen the video on YouTube, just look it
Daddy
up.
needs an OnlyFans.
Natty and yeah, she really does.
Ew.
Natty and her sister gets drunk, and Natty tries to put the sharpshooter on her sister, and whew, again, I need. Oh, is it hot in here? Is it just fuck?
Yes.
I'm perspiring. Whew. I don't
Need
even
a
know if I
jug
can
for that.
this way. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get back on track now, even though I got the video going in my head. I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to think maybe this whole Drake thing is a work. It's bad enough that they're trying to turn him into the cruiserweight CM Punk, where he's just gonna win a title and run off.
Yeah, but Punk did it with a purpose.
But I'm wondering if they got something going with
Twice.
Drake too. Like, are they gonna pull this whole storyline? Like he leaves with the title. Devlin comes back. He's the cruiserweight champ. The next thing you know, you see Maverick up in the crowd, and he's wearing his title.
I don't like the
And it
more.
leads to this big wannabe Cena Punk thing.
The more I think about it and like look at the stuff that's been posted on Twitter today, like I think he's done. I bet he makes it to the finals and he puts on a fucking kick-ass killer fucking match as his last fuck you to the WWE
And
and loses. And loses.
I can see that happening too. I mean, time will tell, but it could go so many places. It's one of the things that's probably keeping the cruiserweight division interesting, to be honest.
Something just popped into my head. How fucking funny would it be to see MJF and Wardlow in the ring cutting a promo, and then seeing EC3 and Rockstar Spud come out together, and EC3 lines up with Drake, and then you see with
Wardlow.
yes, yeah.
Spud and Wardlow.
With Wardlow.
Oh my god, that would almost be worse.
Love it.
That would almost be worse than Marco
That'd be
Stunt.
amazing.
Like,
No
you know,
words. They don't even
you know
have to
how
say nothing. No
Okay,
They
no,
words.
just
not a
walk
word.
out and get in their face.
hold up.
Yep.
You know how badly Marco Stunt has been murdered by like both Archer and Brody Lee? Put them together, and that's what Wardlow would do to Spud.
But dude, just imagine the match that Spud and Marco Stunt could actually put on together.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
because that would you look at that's an even match, like size wise.
yeah, I mean, even
God,
even
imagine
Spud-
a commentary from Jericho.
Oh god,
Gold. Platinum
even
genius.
Spud and like Jungle Jack would be like a close matchup because they're
Oh, yeah.
kind of the same size. Like, there's a few options in AEW. It's one of the reasons I'd kind of like to see him go there, but you know, I guess time will tell. Do we have anything else in this time? I think we covered all the EC3 shit. We covered all the
Yeah.
Spud Drake shit. All right, I guess it's time to move on. Fuck it. Where's that goddamn
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
I also love it when the wheel isn't haunted. Thank God. Last week with the spin and just resting. What the fuck? All right. I'm sorry. All right. Our next topic is
He was not prepared.
That's that is probably one of the most underrated entrance songs in wrestling
Wasn't
history.
it?
it. Really is. It really.
I completely forgot how good it actually was.
Okay, so our next topic is
Pick up
money.
your dollar bills. The strip club's not open yet.
Dollar bills, y'all.
They're 20s. I'm living ghetto. All right. So our next topic is money out the bank.
Make sure you wash them hands for 20 seconds. Sir.
And obviously,
Day nada.
yeah, your mom. Anyway.
Whoa.
Well, MJF small. Okay, continue.
Oh, don't you? Bruce will kill me. All
You're
right.
lucky you're in fucking Texas, pal.
Ew.
Okay, so this has to
Ever
do
talk bad about the rest of the earth.
last Monday night and Apollo Cruz's injury because we don't know.
Shit on again.
You know, I mean, he had a great opening match, the 6-man tag, and he got a U.S. title match after that. And boy, did he ever slap the shit out of Andrade before that.
Bro, he
slapped.
Spanish out that mouth.
Oh,
He caught him
Yeah.
right in the ear. Because I was
Oh.
watching it back, definitely caught him in the ear. So I'm pretty sure he ain't
There
gonna
was
be
some
hearing
ring.
too well.
I'm sure he got his receipts in the ring.
Oh yeah, definitely.
pretty sure if wrestling doesn't work out for Apollo, pimping could be in his future because that hand is strong, Apollo. You'd be like, get out there and take over all of Stone Mountain.
Lord, was his hand blessed.
Whoo! That was some. Oh, but he was having a great match with Andrade. It looked like he was going to win the U.S. title, and then all of a sudden, oh, my knee! And
Oh,
they
that
stop
was-
the match. They drag him off. They question him after the match about what had happened, and all he does is cry, which is like, fuck.
It's a work.
So that was going to be one of the. Do you think it's a work? And who do you? I know they're going to have like a last chance gauntlet or something. Who do you think will replace Apollo in this Money in the Bank match?
Well, this could go one of two ways. Because they want Apollo to get, because they want Apollo to get over, they could almost try to pull like a Kofi thing. But obviously it'd be with Apollo because they're having the gauntlet match, and it seems like every time they want someone to get over nowadays, over these last few months, last year, they'll throw them in a gauntlet match. They did it with Seth Rollins. They did it with Kofi. Got him over big time. So, if it worked 2 times before, let's go to the well again and have Apollo come out injured and win.
You think he's gonna like limp out and win this gauntlet match
somehow? That's
would be cool.
That's one theory. That's one. Okay. Second is Jinder goes in 1 and wins.
Ooh.
And Jinder wins the Money in the Bank because they're going to keep on pushing him. They want whoever to win that gauntlet match is going to be so over with the fans that they want them in the Money in the Bank and have them go over in the Money in the Bank.
I gotta tell you though.
What Jinder?
I don't think Jinder could do a damn thing to get over with fans. I don't think he could. The only thing you ever hear with I know, like Empty Arena, he came back, but like if there were people in that crowd, all you would have heard was
exactly. But the thing is I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
God, the thing is,
because you're old.
Yes. Oh, it doesn't. They're.
I was gonna say
they're
marijuana
using
affects the short-term memory.
Yes. No. They're not worried about the wrestler now. They're plugging a wrestler into the formula that has worked 2 times before. They're looking at it as a formula.
Right. They
think it worked with Seth. It worked with Kofi. Then now they got this formula that they found is working. Yeah. They're just gonna insert who they want into that spot and have them win.
I totally get what you're saying. They think it's a can't miss kind of formula where we could just plug anybody in.
Yeah.
But they don't realize they were plugging Seth into it. They were plugging Kofi into it. These guys were pretty fucking over before this even happened. Jinder, on the other hand.
And that's why I think Apollo is a better choice. Because
definitely. But
they've been wanting to get him over for a long time, and it just hasn't worked.
Over if he was running around the crowd at a live show, just throwing money at him. Just here you go, love me.
Look,
like,
bro, where's my wallet?
Where's my fucking purse?
I get throw money around.
Boo!
I got my rent money too, fool.
No, the idea with Apollo. I think something else outside of him. The only person I think they put in there now would be Andrade, because he's the one that injured Apollo. He wanted one of their spots in the first place. So if he went into this gauntlet match and won it, it would go along with their storyline. I'm not saying WWE follows their own storyline. But it would.
Dom, I think there's something wrong with your mic. You're breaking in and out.
Huh.
Talk now.
It's not me. There's something going on in the background.
Nah, you're good.
No,
you're good now.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, if they're gonna pick somebody outside of Jinder or Apollo, I'd probably go with Andrade just because he came out on Raw and Zelina wanted every spot that like Ray, Apollo, and Black had, and they had a 6-man match. And then Andrade takes out Apollo. So if he got in this gauntlet match and won, it would actually go along with the storyline that WWE has created. I'm not saying they do that anymore, but it would. Because they forget, they act like marijuana has affected their short-term memory. They're like, what did we do last week? I don't know. All right, fuck it. Let's just go with something, man.
I don't know. I wouldn't want Andrade in it, though. Like, he already has the U.S. title. Let someone else have something. I'd prefer Apollo be in there. I mean, and if someone has to take his spot.
I was so happy for Apollo because he's been done dirty for a while.
So damn long. Yeah.
I'm surprised they kept
and if they give Jinder his spot, I don't want him to win against Drew. I want Drew to just like
No, I don't even want him to win Money in the Bank.
smash his foot in his face and rearrange it.
If I'm looking at it from everyone that's in it and Jinder gets in it, I don't even want him to win the damn thing. I want Aleister Black to win it. Because he and Apollo have kind of been like the MVPs of the, crowdless show, the pre-recorded era. Like they've had amazing matches. They've done a ton of work. One of them would deserve to win Money in the Bank. Jinder just walked in last week. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Back of the line.
Yeah, no. Get in the back. Get in the back and wait.
Way back of the line. Behind the
Wait.
females.
And honestly, with Jinder, I think we found somebody who has less hair than Bruce. Did you see that shit? It was just gone. It was pathetic. He had this crazy monkey butt thing going on. It was shaved real short, but it was barely there in the front.
Yeah.
Like,
it was
just
wild, really badly
man.
done.
I was like, you need to keep that turban on when you get in the ring. At least Bruce is respectful
just shave
enough
it.
to wear.
Just fucking shave it.
Fuck you.
So I could do that too, Jinder. No, I could definitely. I'd rather have Apollo back in it or get Andrade, but not Jinder. Anybody but Jinder. Put Austin Theory in that bullshit, not Jinder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Apollo or Austin Theory.
Yeah, that would work too. I mean, he's he's unfortunately been on a pretty big losing streak since coming to Raw, but
Does that really surprise you?
No,
he's an amazing talent.
So of course he gets shit on
He's
when he's
small.
He's too
and
small.
He's not homegrown.
Never mind that he's a bodybuilder and like just jacked and all this shit. He's just too small. Right. Because that Seth Rollins is a monster, man. When you look at him,
because Vince didn't pick him. That's all it is.
Wait,
he didn't even go to NXT. He went straight to friggin' main roster, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went from what was the place before? FMW?
No, he was in Progress.
He in Ohio?
Progress.
Oh.
Progress Wrestling. Where Gargano came from, right?
He was also guys.
NXT did a show with him.
Yeah,
they've done a couple of them.
A few. And oh god, don't even get me started on Gargano and Candice. I know you probably didn't see that shit, but I thought Candice
actually kind of looks like hotter now with the hair. Like, oh my god, I was like, god damn.
Stupid little thing in the background from Pixie to Poison. I'm like, then just die. Like, just out of here. Like, just go. And Johnny being all whipped, like looking at her on an apron, like laid out in the side of the ring like this. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like he's just staring at her. She touched my thing. Y'all, really beautiful, lovely. Not.
Love it.
It was terrible.
I hated seeing Charlotte on NXT.
I did too. I felt so bad.
I hate seeing her. Period.
I felt bad. Period for Mia Yim because Charlotte no-sold the shit out of everything she did, and we know Mia's kind of a tough competitor, and she couldn't even get Charlotte off her fucking feet. I was like, really? Seriously? This is what we're doing? Okay, I'm stopping this right here. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like I was more than happy to have watched Dynamite live. Let's just put it that way. Because YouTube TV, you can just cut it off, go to something else. Thank you, YouTube TV, by the way. Shout out. All right, let's spin this wheel again before I get way off topic.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Oh, this is good.
It's
good topic. This is a good topic.
Oh boy.
Manitoba is money.
Manitoba is money.
And this goes to well, like I said, AEW Dynamite last night. We had the return of the Bubbly Bunch, and we saw what Jericho said was another, but it was pretty much the first ever Manitoba Melee during the Bubbly Bunch. And oh my god, if that shit wasn't epic. So the question I have is, was that Manitoba Melee actually better than some WWE pay-per-views?
Oh god, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? You gotta go, really?
Yes, even.
Really?
This is real petty, dog.
I'm a petty motherfucker.
I can't say
Red is my favorite color.
I can't say entire pay-per-views, but I can say better than some matches.
I will
Oh
tell you
yeah,
now,
yeah.
that shit
Hands
was
down.
better than anything they've done in the Middle East.
Now, why couldn't you just say like couldn't make this like a fair decision, like the Manitoba whatever versus the WWE's TikTok phone pass chains do stuff whatever. That would have been
shit.
more of a comparison, and
I
I
watched
would
that.
say Manitoba fight.
But, I mean, you tell me you'd rather watch anything they've done in Saudi Arabia as opposed to that melee. I wouldn't.
I didn't say that.
How about the tie in Hell in a Cell in comparison to the melee in Manitoba? Which would you rather watch again?
A tie? No, it wasn't a tie. It was a disqualification.
In a Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
So, bullshit Hell in a Cell, Manitoba melee. Which one would you rather watch? There's only
one match on the Manitoba melee.
Would you rather see the Lana Lashley wedding again or the Manitoba melee?
Definitely the Manitoba melee. If you're gonna go there, I didn't even watch that stupid wedding.
I'd take it over most of the segments on Raw, some of the pay-per-views, especially the Middle East. I'd take it over a lot of things. That shit was great. The way they were just passing it all, and all of a sudden, and Chunklers were coming out, and Vicky showed up, and all
Lou
the
Ferrigno was in there.
Lou
With
Ferrigno
the taser.
Yes, that was the best part with the taser.
Oh my god, it was epic. I was like, how come we didn't think of something like that?
Jay and Silent Bob had me.
That long before. Oh my god, it was great. I loved it. I don't know how if they bring back the Bubbly Bunch. I don't know.
They're gonna
Top that. I don't know how they top that. You might as well just say, okay, series is over. Deuces.
Jericho will top it.
He'll figure out a way.
He's
You know,
brilliant. He's absolutely
they come up with
genius.
something else, and it's good. People are gonna be like, yeah, but it's not the melee.
Yeah.
They'll do like the Friends intro, but it'll be like the Inner Circle.
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
I never watched that show.
Man.
Wow.
You know somebody.
He missed out on a good show.
I was too busy watching Seinfeld.
Oh, I fucking love Seinfeld.
I
Well,
mean,
no, didn't one come after the other? I think it was Friends, and then Seinfeld would come on.
No, it was. Oh, God, like I don't know. I just watched Seinfeld.
I watched a lot of TV, so TV was my babysitter.
it was Friends first, and then Seinfeld after. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that shit was. Regardless, that shit was great. I loved it. I don't know how they're gonna top it, but I'm interested
It was fun
in.
as hell. I mean, the Bubbly Bunch has been fun as hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since we brought it up on our last show, I know Tony said this would probably be the best pre-taped Dynamite of all of them so far. Do you think he kind of overshot that mark, or are we with him? Like, yeah, this was the best one right here. No doubt,
it was pretty damn good.
It was damn good.
I mean, if you stop and look at the matches they had Cody versus Darby.
Mm-hmm.
They had Dustin versus Lance.
Amazing.
Then they had that street fight tag team match,
which was pretty cool.
Which was a damn good match.
More fiberglass ladders. Ow.
Oh my god.
What Penelope in that?
You know what it is they probably couldn't get. They probably couldn't get anywhere to get ladders.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
They should have called me. I could have had my brother hook him up. He works at Lowe's. We could have got him a discount there. 10% off, you know.
but no, yeah. I actually thought it was a really good
no, it was
show,
good.
Except for Pineapple Pete, that stupid idiot.
Every time,
but now they got to top it.
Shout out to Shug D.
Pineapple Pete can't take a breath.
Next week can't be worse.
True.
You gotta keep.
Also, fact. Pineapple Pete can't take a breath at ringside without this
stupid idiot.
Fucking mind. Just Pineapple Pete scheme on. I swear to
God. He's just waiting for his jalapeno Jose to get down there.
I swear to God, I'll be worse than Jericho. Every time that food will pop up on my screen, I swear.
His Jose jalapeno.
He don't even have to breathe. He just got to look. That's all he got to do is look. He ain't even got to breathe.
Nut Joe. Jose Jalapeno on a stick. All right, I'm stupid. We're gonna move on. My bad. But it was
You said it, not us.
so I guess it was like I was expecting a little more when he said it's going to be the best, but it was still great. I loved it. Let's move forward.
Okay.
Whoa.
Jesus, man.
We'll pop the hinge right there. I don't know what. Let me tighten this bolt right quick. Okay, we're cool. The next topic is TNA Resurrected. And Impact found themselves in a bit of a dilemma because obviously they have Tessa as their Impact World Champion, and she refuses to perform right now because she's worried about, COVID, the Rona. She's afraid the Rona's going to get her, and you know what? If it's good enough,
Eddie Edwards too.
Yeah, if it's good enough for Roman Reigns, it's good enough for Tessa to stay home, boo boo. I don't care. So Impact was trying to figure out what to do. Their response was, let's bring back the TNA World Heavyweight title. And let's have
was smart.
And let's we're getting to that.
That's no undisputed champion.
And they set it up. I think it was Moose and Michael Elgin. I can't remember if there was a third there. Oh, and they brought back Super Mex Hernandez, and they had a triple match.
Oh yeah.
TNA title. And Moose, who was dressed as the Ultimate Warrior at that time, which is actually won the TNA title. So, first question, was it clever of Impact Wrestling to bring back this title knowing they don't have a champion and they're trying to do the same kind of pre-recorded empty arena shows that AEW and WWE are doing?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Putting it on Moose, I don't know.
It was damn clever. And I got to be honest, I'm still not a huge fan of Moose, but he has grown on me a little bit. He can't, when he first came to Impact, he was kind of weird.
He's never changed. It's always been the.
Well, he has changed it up a little bit. He's definitely gotten into better shape. He's worked on his game a little. He still does but he's got all new music, and he's kind of gone away from being like the goober face or the douchey villain. He just does all these like tributes. He wears like stuff to.
And that right there makes him boo boo the fool.
Looks like the ultimate.
That's what they did to Jay Lethal.
Yeah,
and it worked.
No, but Jay Lethal could act.
Jay Lethal had charisma.
It worked so well for him. They actually brought Black Machismo back at All In. So this could work for Moose too. I like the idea of bringing in a championship because your champion can't work, and instead of just doing this whole thing like say NXT is doing with the cruiserweight title, where it's like, oh well, the champ can't defend. We'll just put out another title. We'll name an interim champ. Fuck it. They're like, no, she's still the champ. We're just going to bring in a whole new title, and we're going to give it to somebody and let them run with it until this shit is over.
I mean, technically, it's not a new title.
It's not really.
It's the original.
The original TNA Championship, which, again, that would be like WWE bringing back, this bad boy right here.
Now, what if they actually brought back the TNA name?
Well, they were actually talking about bringing TNA back for one night only, but I don't know if they're
like go back to being called TNA.
I wouldn't mind it. I don't think they'll ever do it. There's just too many because too much shit happened under that name. So to go back to it completely is like tarnishing your reputation, which ain't that great to begin with.
I think there was a lot more good done under the TNA label than bad.
Sure.
And I mean,
but it's one of those.
If you want to pull your fans back in that left, what better way than going back to the original name of TNA and playing off of that?
Oh yeah, but at the same time, it's also the what have you done for me lately kind of theory, where at the end TNA was just hot garbage. Like everywhere, just hot garbage. Like shit was popping off left and right. It was going down the toilet. It was being killed. And Impact has since brought them to a better place. So I can see them sticking with Impact, maybe even keeping the TNA title, maybe doing. I think Jose brought it up. Like when Tessa comes back, you crown like an undisputed champion, and they get both belts, or you have the Impact World title and you have the TNA title, and you kind of let legends come back in and fight for it from TNA's history. Because there are still some guys out there that aren't really working in places other than like Japan or little
God, as
companies.
long as they don't call it the Legends title, I swear.
No
I
legend.
have-
That already happened. That's
this
done.
is the first time in wrestling history that a company came out as TNA, and then they made a TV show, and they called that show Impact. It was TNA Impact as a TV show, and now all of a sudden they just like took the TV show name and dropped their real name. It's like, why would, I don't know. I find that fucking stupid.
It is, but at the same time, it worked for them. So you can't really,
Did it though?
It did. I mean, they were.
Did did moving to Canada help them?
Well, that helped too, but
Canadian.
coming up with Impact
TNA.
and
okay, thank you.
not just coming up with Impact, but the way they kind of changed leadership and they moved to Canada and they did whatever. That all happened during the Impact run, and with TNA being gone, because it had been trashed so badly that they just thought, we got to move on, we got to try something different, and it worked for them. And so I couldn't see them going back to being TNA. I just couldn't. At this point, it brings up, like, even thinking about it, I'm thinking about all of the horrible crap from TNA, and I'm not thinking about like the original group, the original TNA, like that split off from NWA. It started their own thing and created this phenomenon. I'm thinking of like all the crazy crap that happened before Dixie left. I'm thinking of like, just god awful tweets from Sienna talking to all fans and calling them piles of shit. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes up in my head about TNA that's just ugh. See, and I was a fan, so I'm sure there are a lot of people out there like me who, if they saw, oh, TNA is back for good, they'd be like, okay, well, fuck you, I'm not watching.
Not me.
What if it's the show and not the company?
What if they just make a TNA show?
No, what if they just called it like their show that comes on Tuesday? It's TNA, like how AEW has Dynamite and WWE has Raw and SmackDown. Impact will have TNA.
So
if they switched it, if they said it's
Tuesday
Impact
night,
total
Impact
nonstop
TNA.
action. Yeah, like it's Impact total nonstop action, kind of like AEW Dynamite or Monday Night Raw, just longer. It could work, maybe.
It'd be like Impact presents TNA.
It is.
Oh, that sounds dirty.
Like it'll give their show a name instead of just.
Anybody got the number for Access TV? I think we need to. We need to work something out so we can get some more of this money. We call them, we negotiate, and just.
Everybody's gonna pay.
Fucking guy.
I can't help myself. It's right there. Oh, but yeah, I do like bringing the TNA title back. I think it's smart. Wendy, do you have anything on TNA bringing back or Impact bringing back the TNA World Title? I almost fucked it up myself.
No, I think it's definitely beneficial because they don't have. I mean, Tessa's just like, nope, not doing it. So it's like, well, we got to have a champion of some sort, and maybe it'll lead to something in the future where they like unify the titles somehow, which would be kind of cool.
Seeing Tessa be loose.
Oh, I would love.
I support that.
Yeah,
I'm on board with that. I'm all about it.
I'm the producer of this show, and I approve that message. That would be wonderful. I mean, she's already knocked out like Brian Cage and Michael Elgin, so she takes out moves. You're like, okay, believable.
He's making his debut at Double or Nothing.
Again, here it comes, Kid of Christmas. Come on, Cage, hit it up.
No, but I mean, he's already been rumored to have signed.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of, this is a little off topic, but speaking of debuts, I kind of have to pull back what I said last week about Karrion Kross. And the only reason I say that is because obviously we looked it up and you get the whole rotting flesh thing, and that's just nasty. But apparently he used that name although he doesn't know how to spell, because in Greek mythology, Carrion, which is spelled different but still said Carrion, is the boatman that they talk about when they put the coins on your eyes and they set you on
When
fire.
these travels, he brings them to
He's
the
the
other
one.
side.
He's the one that brings
Still
everybody
stupid.
to the other side. And Cross actually has a tattoo of him on his back. So that being known now makes a little more sense. I'm not
Can we
saying
make fun
I
of
like
that tattoo too, like we do Cody's? That's pretty stupid.
I'd rather make fun of Lance Archer's tramp stamp.
Hey,
Oh my God.
blacked
Hey,
that,
he can join the club too. He can join the club.
he blacked that bad boy out and he put a whole tattoo on top of it.
No
so it
grown ass man should have a tramp stamp.
but it's still a tramp stamp.
Why? You got one.
He's got that Wish.com shirt right across his lower back, right here.
No, it's your mom right there.
It's no way Jose with an arrow pointing down.
But remember,
You got a
$20
conga
is
line?
$20.
Do I need to hit it again?
Okay.
Of course,
All right.
in this conga line is the bunny.
And Adam Rose is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, wasn't Braun the
With his lollipop.
No. Yeah,
You're like,
wasn't Braun the bunny?
Jose, don't be a lemon.
Your face.
Braun was like a slice of pizza or a cheeseburger or
Some
something.
shit like that.
This cheeseburger is gonna get these hands. Oh wait, that's too long.
Yeah. Anyways, back to our original story. Back to the originally scheduled program.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel, shall we? Let's do that.
Do it.
In the wheel of bullshit.
Hey, this wheel is gold. Fuck you.
Let's go, damn it. That's good shit.
As long as it doesn't fall apart, it's gold. All right. What's old is new again, and it's a keep it or kill it.
Nasty
Should-
juice.
Should when the NWA actually gets up and running again, should they work out some kind of partnership with All Japan Pro Wrestling? Keep it or kill it.
With all Japan?
Because they had a relationship with them in the past. They haven't really done anything with them since now they're back, or where they were back in Power and all that stuff. But
This would go more down to exposure.
mhm.
How much exposure they'd actually get with All Japan. I mean, New Japan makes more sense because
Right.
of the exposure that they would get.
Right. And they've worked with them in the past.
But like Billy Corgan's down with keeping with NWA tradition, so I could see it happening. So I'd say keep it.
It'd be awesome.
No, that's a good point. I think it's really mutually beneficial to both because obviously, if you're not a hardcore fan or an All Japan fan in the first place, you don't really know jack shit about them. And NWA is kind of established here, but on YouTube, so it would get the guys from All Japan a lot of exposure to come on, like NWA Power, work on their pay-per-views. And it would also get the NWA stars a lot of exposure overseas and help them kind of expand the empire. So even if it was All Japan, in this case, or New Japan, I'm all for it because it will work both ways for whoever decides to, team up with them. So I'm going to keep it. All right.
I came to play.
It's a place to put. Time for you to get down on your knees and pray for MJF. MJF, please heal fast.
I still want to know
Like
how
your
that man
prayer.
got his wife.
All right, so Grandma Wendy, you want to keep this or kill it?
Keep it. Because, me personally, I don't know much about All Japan, so it'd be kind of cool to, see them bring in the talent and see it go back and forth and potentially see what there is to it, and it'll help them grow and expand. So keep it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't really know a whole lot. I've seen a little bit of All Japan, but not as much as I should, to be honest. And I think New Japan might be a little too big for them. I'm just saying. Save them for AEW. Jose, what do you think? Keep it or kill it?
Oh, keep it. That'd be awesome.
Okay. And of course, since we all kept it.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
All right, let's see. We got the test part. I think we just covered all of our damn topics. We did.
That was fun.
Wow, inside of an hour.
Jose's happy.
All
He's
right,
not gonna
folks, we did it. It'll never happen again.
Like even we kind of got off on tangents and derailed a few times, and still we managed to actually get in under an hour.
Wait, did we get into movie references?
Here's my question.
Not yet.
Now, you guys have been watching obviously more than me because I catch the tidbits. Is Braun Strowman wrestling Bray Wyatt, or is he wrestling The Fiend?
As far as I know, The Fiend.
Yeah, I think it's The Fiend.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched SmackDown in a couple weeks.
The last time I watched it, it looked like they're setting it up to be The Fiend.
But yeah, from what I've seen, like in clips and highlights and like skipping through on YouTube TV, again, shout out. It looks like Braun's going to be taking on The Fiend.
It gets confusing with Bray's promos.
Yeah, but you know it's not so confusing. We got all our topics in. Oh god, yeah, it does look like the Fiend will be fighting him, but they've definitely they've got like a good build going for this, so I'm kind of
they have so much backstory.
Yeah, it's like a natural fit. You don't really have to go crazy and come up with this and that and the other. You just put their history out there and run with it. Like I did see him sitting on like a moment of bliss in the middle of the ring, and they were talking to him about Bray. And the lights went out. And when they came back up, there was a present in the corner. And when he opened the present, it was his old
mask. Yeah,
the black sheep mask.
It's being billed as Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt, but I wouldn't be surprised if like he came out as the Fiend instead.
Yeah, they typically say Bray Wyatt versus whoever, but then when he comes out outside of the Miz, he's typically the Fiend.
Yeah.
Because if it's Bray Wyatt, he's not going to win the match.
No, but I think it will be the Fiend because he wants to make Braun Strowman pay for abandoning him and causing all this to begin with. Like, he blamed Cena first, he took Cena out. Now he's blaming Braun.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be the Fiend.
Most likely.
He's coming for you, big man. His hands are going to be in your mouth. Ugh.
They really are.
At least he's not wearing a dirty sock when he does it. I mean,
yeah.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
You might catch a dread in your mouth. That might be the only thing, but that's still cleaner than a dirty sock.
You better hope that's
I want to snip out that part of the recording and use it as a soundbite. Like just Briscoe going. Oh god, this was a great show. At least I thought it was. I know we derailed, but it was still wonderful. And I think we're gonna start signing off here. Let's get Bruce to hit you with the social medias, and we'll move on from there.
Son of a bitch! Why is it gotta be over? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow.
It was a damn good show. Listen, tomorrow's Friday. I got video games to play. Like,
I know, I just got
you guys.
Yeah, I got shit to do, damn it.
I got another show to record.
He's got people to kill. Let's go.
Look, you guys can find us if you're watching us right now. If you're watching our beautiful mugs, except for Jose, because he looks like, no, stop. You can find us on YouTube at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your comments down below, and hit that little bell in the corner so you get the notifications when we post or something comes up. You can also find us on where everything all began, the wonderful, the one and only Book of Face.
Oh, you
hope. Yeah, no, you can find us on Facebook at Top Rope, right? At Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We're a publicly traded open group. Come in, post about wrestling, talk about what you want. Not really what you want, but talk about wrestling. We'll comment, we'll interact, we'll have fun. You can also find us on Twitter. Come on, Dom. There it is. You can find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. It's like I'm looking at it. It's like a cue card for me. It's like I have a cue card right there. You can find it at Top Rope WT on Twitter. Come on, hang out, join, chat with us, get in, ask us questions, give us some questions you want us to talk about on the show. As you can see, and earlier in the show, we did answer some fan questions when they post and stuff. Wendy, I am done. I see you.
Wendy,
Sorry.
what's the podcast?
ADHD is kicking in. Yeah, you can find us wherever podcasts are found. You can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. And from there, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, Breaker, whatever that is, Overcast, don't know, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, I don't know what these are, Stitcher, I do know Stitcher. So you can just find us at all those places. If you don't want to look at Jose's face because you're going to be like, oh, you can always just listen to our lovely voices.
Yeah, we're also on Google Podcasts and are working on getting us on iHeartRadio and Pandora right now. So
iHeartRadio.
So we are trying to be everywhere.
All over.
And of course, this whole thing and a few other shows are now Fox Den production. And you can also find that on Anchor and catch Top Rope Wrestling's podcast, Drunk Upon a Time, Mutant Rejects, maybe a couple other shows that we're in the midst of working on at our website, which is anchor.fm/FoxDen, FOXDN. Don't capitalize it, don't space it, nothing. All the episodes will pop up there. We're starting to get some platforms. We're starting to get some followers. It's really starting to take off. It's a lot of entertainment in one place, including this lovely show. So check it out while you're at it. And for, of course, Latina Heat, No Way Jose, who I still love, even though he pisses me off. And the man, the founder, the creator, the man with the semi-majestic beard because he trimmed it, Bruce. I'm your boy, the Psycho, and we will catch you next week.
Deuces, mother truckers.
That's $1 million man.